Alright, we're recording. Play your song, brother man, if you will. I'm going to read this to kindergartners Friday in front of Rachel's class. I'm going to stop and explain it, but I'm not going to stop explaining it to y'all, so here we go. Regenerations by Casey Reed. The dream was recurring every night this week. It had pervaded that level of unconsciousness which we long to remember at times, at other times long to forget. It was a shack in the woods. It was no larger than a bedroom, consisted of only one room, darkly illuminated only by a few holes in the collapsing walls. The floor was dingy and dirty, a plain concrete slab with cracks and years of filth which covered its entirety. The walls were bare, simple exposed 2x4s with old rotting plywood nailed in place. There were a few windows, but the glass was cracked and vines and weeds grew through them easily. The remaining panes were smudged with years of neglect. Light struggled to penetrate their blackness to no avail. The door leaned haphazardly by one set of hinges at the top of the entrance. The wind made it creak in an eerie fashion. The inner chamber of the room consisted of an old rusty cot and a broken dirty metal sink, which had long ago finished its flow of water. There was no working plumbing, no toilet. The room reeked with the stench of staleness and rot. A single bulb hung from the center rafter of the exposed ceiling. It had long ago emitted its last radiant charge. The cabin was surrounded by dark and frightening woods, thick with underbrush and crawling with all sorts of creeping things. As he took the scene in and reeled with repulsion, suddenly the cabin burst into flames. The fire was so intense as to scorch the trees in a wide perimeter surrounding the structure. The cabin was quickly consumed by the conflagration, and nothing lasted the destruction. Even the foundation had melted, and only charcoal-stained dirt remained. As the smoke cleared and the situation began to settle, a whirlwind blew through the opening and cleansed the soil of the burnt remains. In a flash, a new sturdy level foundation of what appeared to be concrete and steel appeared in the place of what was the old cabin. It was perfect in every way. He heard a sound like the wind in the woods and glanced over in that direction. When he looked back to the foundation, a complete framework had been added to the site. The lumber was brand new, the angles perfect. He was no carpenter, but whoever was constructing this dwelling certainly was. Next appeared outer walls with insulation in place, a beautifully colored olive siding topping the shell of the exterior. The windows appeared and were large and perfectly transparent. The outer roof was covered with large sheets of thick plywood and then overlaid with tin sheets which shine majestically in the bright sun. He could see into the interior through the open garden-type windows and noticed that the foundation inside had been laid with a ceramic Mexican tile which was light clay-colored and pleasing to the eyes. The inner walls had been perfectly sheetrocked and painted a light beige color. A lightly stained chair railing and large crown molding ran the perimeter of the interior walls. A glorious chandelier balanced from the center of the ceiling. Its small crystal pieces illuminated the room and sparkled with intensity. A large sleigh-type bed was located in the room. Its mattress was topped with a down pillow cover and a comforter that perfectly matched and highlighted the colors of the room. A nightstand and an overstuffed leather Tiffany chair sat near the bed, a single book visible on the nightstand. A shiny porcelain sink sat in the corner, providing a never-ending supply of ever-flowing water. There was an antique black and bronze pot-bellied stove located near the door, its brass fixtures contrasting boldly with the iron body of the stove. The room smelled of roses and cedar chips, an exotic combination which tantalized the senses. Bring it up to Crescendo. A porch on the front had a rocking chair and a place for sitting and enjoying the peaceful surroundings. The fire had cleared all the previous underbrush, and creatures and new flowers and shrubs were present everywhere. Everything about this cabin was superb in nature. Such a peaceful place it was. That cabin is the heart.
Ooh, so it's like an allegory.